Crops are looking pretty nice. I think we're about ready to get into the field with Authur. Let's get into it on today's First Gen Farm episode. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Squad Farms. We're going to make our way up to Authur's here real quick because I want to confirm with him what we're going to be using for equipment. I'm pretty sure we're just going to use my combine as well as my wagon, but I'll get to keep a pretty decent percentage of this harvest. But today should be a really good day. It's actually kind of warm in December. If you haven't been noticing our weather patterns here in the Midwest recently, we've been having a lot more, later winters the past few years. Our wheat crop is looking good, but I also got word from Authur that this is the bin site we're going to use to store all the grain between mine and his farms. We'll load everything at this bin, and then we'll take, I believe he said 45% of it out, and then we'll keep that. Just run inside, have a word with the old chap, and then we'll be back on the road and into the fields. If you guys are big fans of Squad Farms and you like helping us get back into the algorithm, it really helps if you head down below and smash that like button. And following us really is not that much more difficult. All you gotta do is hit the subscribe button and tap that bell and be notified every time we are gonna post. First Gen Farm is still recorded on my old devices. I'm having some troubles getting this save to transfer over to my new one. If we can't get it really to fix itself, what I'll end up doing is just remaking the whole save game on the new device, but we gotta wait until August to do that. My question is, where on earth did I leave the combine? It might still be out in the field. I blew it off the other day, and I don't think I ever put it back. I would be correct. Looking at our PDA, we can see in our growth menu, we still have the Dorito field, as well as the 2 starting farm fields for the pigstry, but the ones we're going to worry about today are the ones in the top right and the ones just across from my house. Once we get the ears picked out of this field, we're not going to use the anhydrous from the co-op this year because I technically have to swap the ground back to beans if I want to have a good crop rotation. If I crunch the numbers and we can run corn on corn, then we'll definitely do that. But maybe to save a little bit of money this year, we might just plant into beans because we're going to be doing a lot more contracts. Pretty sure Authur's ground was really well maintained. I just want to... Oh, I never did P&K on this. Oops. Dang it, Authur, you cheapskate. Now you're not going to get as good of a result. That's okay. We got a long way to go with this field. I might actually grab the 1206 and start pulling it through the field with the disc, because I can haul the gravity wagon with my pickup. Ever since I put that flatbed on the back, that's basically a giant free weight in the rear. Darrel could keep the combine in control. I trust him. I'm getting pretty excited for the spring season on this map. I have no idea how much ground we really are going to be planting, leasing, renting, really starting to expand the farm. I know owning land is the most important asset to a farm, but we are going to have to do things a little bit different than most farms. As long as I can stay ahead of my tasks, I think we'll be all right. Just going to start knocking stocks and getting the ground ready for the winter season before the frost. And Darrel is full. Corey, we're going to need you on the disc. I got to head over. I'm a very bad grain cart operator. It is true. Hey, at least he came right up next to the roadside. That's convenient. Good job, Darrel. Sometimes I believe I'm really lucky I bought the Kilbros that has the extended hopper on it. This way I can be filling up non-stop if I had the small one. And if I'm going to be getting any bigger of a combine, I'm going to need to get a bigger wagon. Hello, we're spilling. Ideally, I would like to get a grain truck and an auger wagon, but considering I can do all of that work with one gravity wagon, just get a big Brent 500, I don't see any problem with that. Hello. My truck's got 410 rear gearing. It'll be able to tug this wagon just fine when it's full. I'm not expecting it to stop great, but that's the risk I'm willing to take. I'm pretty sure a lot of farmers have done a lot sketchier things hauling grain with one of these wagons. RV. By the time Darrel gets back around, we're going to be able to fill the rest of the wagon up, so we'll just sit here and wait. Corey finished up on the field to the west. Now he's moving east, getting started on that ground, and Darrel is easily going to be able to top me off with this dump, as long as I don't nail the corn header. About did. Nice. We are full. To say we could feel the weight behind us is a slight understatement, but I got faith in the old 6 blow. Cruising down the street in my 6 blow. I don't even know the rest of the lyrics to that. That's a really cool looking shot. I just want to see him turn. Yeah! My daily ounce of serotonin. Authur would have had us use his stuff, but he's currently got a crew a couple miles north of here, and they're pretty much booked out for the rest of the week because they're on irrigated ground. I know that doesn't sound very normal for Iowa, but where we're at, there are these things called pivots. They do exist. Believe me, I'm from Nebraska. We rely on them. Besides the point, that's why we don't have his stuff. So we're using our things, and we get to keep 45% of whatever has been harvested. You can fight me on the pivot statement. Arthur said to not run the dryer at all. He's going to put some of this to his cattle. So whatever portion we end up taking, that stuff will just dry at my house. I don't think I did fertilizer or spraying on that wheat. I might have to get myself down to the co-op and get myself an order of stuff. Because the wheat, I especially want to make sure that's a good crop because of how much we're going to be utilizing it. I don't get access to any of that land data unless I come down here because it's either the co-ops or Arthur's. Let's take a look. I would be correct. Uh-oh. I never went down and planted that bottom left corner. On a scale of 1 to 10, I might be screwed. I thought I planted all the ground I needed to do, but I guess not. It did look that we needed to get both P and K as well as the liquid fertilizer down. Hold on. They took the rear duals off the sprayer. That's new. I mean, it's certainly welcome. I'm not complaining. Just that's interesting. Huh. We've had the duals on that thing for as long as I can remember. Darrel's probably getting pretty close to full. Let's hightail back to the farm and try and get him emptied out. Oh, yeah, I can see the yellow on top of that hopper. Dang it. He's full. Hold on, Darrel. A quick shuffle and repositioning later, he's back up and running. There is no way that Corey's already done with that field. There is no way. If he is, then I'm heading down to the thing and I'm getting some fertilizer for the P&K. Jiminy Christmas, this dude was flying. I didn't think he'd get this field done that quickly. Gotta clean up the edges here first. Let's head on down to the co-op, grab that fertilizer spreader full of P&K, pay our tabs, and get that wheat taken care of. We'll assign Corey to the task of taking care of the P&K application. Make sure we give him a respirator because, well, we are on an open cab tractor and I don't think that's very good to be breathing that stuff in. Not really lung-friendly approved. Reason number 435 why we need to invest in some sort of a cabbed tractor. There's a good chance we're going to get at least 2.5 trips out of this particular field. I think on that last one, we'll just transport whatever we get up to the other field, and then we'll just take it to the grain bin once it's full. Hey, we can even see Corey off in the distance. He's doing his job. Good job, Corey. At some point, we might be able to drag Kevin out of retirement from Nebraska and try and bring him over here to help us out with this farm. I don't mind having Kevin back. Apparently, he's a farmhand in the game. Sold himself out to squad build. How dare he? I also never put fuel in the truck. Is this going to be the episode where I run out of fuel on camera? Find out later today. And we're full. At some point, I'll bring out my drone, but I gotta let the batteries charge. If you guys have never flown one of those big drones or even just the little guys, their batteries take forever to charge and they only last like 20-30 minutes at max. So to say that getting footage with that thing is kind of precise is an understatement. I have a drone in real life, but I bought it and then the controller took a dump in like 2 weeks. So I haven't been able to practice with it, and I'd like to get some practice before I do any real life content when I'm out at Grant's. Spencer's let me fly that drone that he's got, and apparently I got the exact same one. So if I could practice and get it right on his, I'd be able to do it on mine. Not really important information, just thought I'd share. If I remember correctly, I believe this is 300 bushels when you have the full extension on it. 325. Okay. Just trying to think. I'm not going to get it exactly at 45%, but it might be close. I do find the auger a little odd, though, because there's the auger, which goes to the bin, but we're dumping in a grate, which goes where? Logic. Make it make sense. I also would like to note that I felt stupid when I mentioned that I'd like to buy the old grain silo down in the corner over here. Yeah, I didn't piece 2 and 2 together that that's not a buyable property. There's probably a good reason for that. That bin site looks rather out of it. I think it's the old co-op. It's like the 4th time I've run into Corey with that thing. He is moving. Look at him go. Darrel, you gotta be getting close at this point. Oh, is he done? I think he's done. No, he just got a tiny little piece. And I can see yellow on top. And we might get another half tank. That's beautiful. And this isn't even double fertilized. It just only had the one. That is all she wrote. Nice job, Darrel. Let's move north. Usually, I would be terrified to go and have to fill this thing up with fuel, but considering my pickup truck can be filled up for about $56 from empty to full, I'm not too concerned. Plus, fuel bar hasn't dropped that much, and we've done a full harvest season with this thing already. Starting the 2nd, this thing's pretty fuel efficient. I guess when you're only harvesting 2 small fields. Oh, come on, Corey, you gotta be done already. Bro's been out in that same field back and forth for like the last 20 minutes. I gotta stop complaining about Corey. Corey actually does a pretty good job doing a lot of the annoying work, the stuff that I don't want to do. I just wish he didn't screw up half the time. Then I wouldn't have a reason to get mad at him. Corey? Oh, perfect. All right, sounds good. Thanks, Corey. He just finished up finally. About time. Gotta shift him. I think he's gotta head north because every field from that direction is going that way. This field could take a while because I know this field is bigger than the other one. It'll give us some good time to get everything set up. I'm getting fuel. I am not risking being the bozo that ran out of fuel trying to pull gravity wagons. I refuse. Which, now come to think of it, I don't even remember what the fuel gauge was on the 1206 when I gave it to Corey. Before I get too invested, I'm checking what that 1206 is. I don't want that thing to run out of fuel either. I'm pretty sure that one was sitting at about over half tank. Not like he's doing a horsepower demanding job. Pulling the spreader's pretty easy. Moment of truth. What you at, Corey? Oh, he's over half tank. That's not bad. Darrel's got to be getting close to full. I gotta pack up and move it. See, did Corey end up getting started? Think? Yes, he did. Hang on, Darrel, I'm on my way. It's kind of weird when I always see the different farmhand names. Usually I'm just used to Helper A has gotten stuck, not Farmer Grant. We're making it work. Main question is, where did he stop? Because there is no way this dude got even close to getting around the field. Even if this dude got halfway around the headland, I'd be impressed. Dang, he got pretty far. Still not even in the render distance. Hang on, did this dude get all the way to the east side straight? That is mad impressive. I didn't think he even got close to a full headland. Again, if I would have actually done full fertilizing, that might have been a different story, but still, that's quite a bit of ground. We'll wait at the field entrance. There's no way that what he puts in the hopper from that area to over here, that doesn't fill us up. There's no way it doesn't. There's load number 3. Now that I know how far he can get on a single tank, I'm just going to park it up on the far side. I also wonder why this field has 2 field entrances. That kind of doesn't make any sense. I don't want to judge, but it is kind of weird. I think out of this field, I believe we'd get at least 2 to 3 more trailers out of this. I bet there's 7 loads that will end up getting into that bin, which I can do the math right now if I really wanted to. We can take home 1,200. I like those odds because I honestly think that's more grain. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Come on, Darrel, you couldn't have went 5 more feet. As I was saying, I think that's more than I brought in my own harvest, which I'm going to check that stat. Okay, so it won't pass if I only get 800, but if I take home the 1,200, it will pass. I think either way, we're going to almost double our harvest income. I'm not too bad about that. Well, Darrel starts to find his way over to the rows. I'm going to check on Corey, see if we need to move him over to the next field. I don't think we need to, but always doesn't hurt to double check. As I say that, he just finished. Sweet! For those of you who are following the channel that have not heard of or don't know who I'm talking about when I say Darrel and Corey, when there clearly says Terry and Grant are the farm hands, that is because from my Bucked Up channel, I have the farm sim AIs that I gave dedicated names to, and my community fell in love with them. So the AI workers actually have a character name, and it helps make the world look a little less lifeless, if you know what I mean. We got one last field to spread with P and K. We might go out and spray with the sprayer. I haven't fully decided yet, but I'm also going to have to top this thing off with new fertilizer and the sprayer with spray. That's going to be a bill that I'm not too sure I want to pay yet with only 18 grand. Remember, we can't sell dry corn until I think July. Guess I could go out and do baling if I really wanted to, but the grass is starting to get a little thin and not really that high of quality, if you know what I mean, in the middle of December. Let's jump up to the drone, catch some shots of both Corey and Darrel in action, and then maybe, just maybe, we can escape out of here with a clean bill of not having to pay anybody. Corey got his stuff done a lot faster than I thought he would. We're just going to pull the trigger and go and grab the sprayer. I'll make sure on the work orders that we don't have any places it needs to go out and spray. It's the middle of December. I highly doubt anybody's going to be using it. But considering it's still above freezing and pretty nice out, I'm going to take advantage of that time while I still got it to keep that wheat fully ready for the upcoming harvest season. Give it to me straight, Doc. How much is it going to cost to fill it back up? I always forget that the shopping cart's the wrong way. Okay, that's not fair because I accidentally hit the sell button and then I went and got the buy button. I think that's somewhere in the, what, $1,100 range that cost to fill back up? Now let's check the work orders and see if that sprayer is used at all. Nope. Just as I figured, it is completely available. Come here, you. The amount of ground this thing is spraying, we aren't even gonna nearly etch into the size of that tank. I kind of like this thing having the duals off the back. It looks a lot more traditional. Also looks a lot skinnier. We'll do the same order we planted in, going from south to north.
Dang it, Darrell, you keep filling up with that. I seriously think now we might pull 8 or 9 trailers out of this thing. Because we're already at, I believe, 5, maybe even 6. Go, Corey, go. Go, Corey, go. Yeah, I'm sorry, there's like no way we're gonna get even close to that much. I'm pretty sure this is 5 or 6, and we still got over half the field left to pull. We might strike it rich with Authur. Very rich. Thank you, buddy. Pleasure doing business with you. Well, thanks for waiting up, Darrell. I didn't think you were going to stop and wait. I was thinking I was going to have to chase him all the way down to the end row.
Get a little bit of an aerial view.
Yeah, that's at least half the field. At least. There's a lot of corn.
Corey, you had one job. You had one job, and you couldn't even do that. I have given up hope on my operators. I can't trust Corey to do anything. Literally nothing. What all has he not sprayed? I think he's gotten all this. There it is. Found it. Oh, I almost could get it all in one pass. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect reason as to why Corey is not allowed in the combine. Bless the guy's heart, but he just cannot get life figured out, man. Anyways, on to the next field. Give him a second chance for the millionth time. Because I still got to stay on the cart for Darrell. I'm going to do my job as a good grain cart operator and keep the combine moving. Darrell has had to stop multiple times because I kept doing other shenanigans. Well, not this time. Not this time, Darrell. Let him do a couple more passes and then we will be off to hauling the truck in again. Looking at the calculator, this is trailer number 6. I don't think I can see 9, but I can definitely see 8. And if we end up doing 8 trailers at 45%, we get 1,170 bushels, which is still more than my harvest of in its entirety from last year. Now, if we get 9, I get 1,300 bushel. Number 6 on its way. And Corey's done without wrecking. Good job. Can he do it 2 times in a row? That'll be the real miracle question. I think what we'll end up doing is we'll check back with you guys when we get the rest of the field knocked out and we'll know our data so we can know how much we're supposed to transport back to my house. It's safe to say it's going to be at least a few truckloads, which is good for me and good for Authur. Well, let's just see what that magical number will be. After it's all said and done, we had 8 full trailers, and then whatever is left in the hopper to go in the trailer is our little bonus. Oh, there goes about half of it. About 9 and a little under a quarter, so maybe 8 and what looks to be like, I don't even know what you'd call it, a tenth? A 20th? Whatever 20% is, 1 out of 5. I'd call that a very successful harvest. Corey finished up with the sprayer and he let me know that it is under half, if possibly even under 2/3 of a tank of fertilizer. I am not ready to see that bill because it is December and if I'm paying quarterly, I'm gonna have to fill that sucker up today. Oh boy, there might need to be some corn delivered to the co-op. Brings us up to a grand total of 2683. 2683 times 45 gets us 1,200 bushels. Well, 1,207, but 1,200 bushel. What I might end up doing to save myself some time is I'll probably bring the co-op truck up because if that's 1,100 bushel, then all I need is an extra 100 and we can call it a day. Just know to stop this wagon when it gets to about 1/3 full and that'll be my portion. I think that's going to do it for us today, guys. Thank you all for tuning in to the First Gen Farm. If you want to follow up on the playlist, be sure to click on that in the top right-hand corner of your screen. I got to get everything cleaned up, serviced, and ready to go for the winter time. We shall see you guys on the next one. Keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. Squad Farms out. Peace.